Hello everyone, today we will talk about transiting Neptune. Transiting Neptune passes through the second house. How transiting Neptune behaves in the second house depends on the position of the second house. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets in the second house or aspects to the owner of the second house. But the basics are as follows. Finances can be a source of confusion during this period, and Neptune's influence in this house will greatly change your values. There are changes in your attitude towards money and possessions. Neptune's influence will deceive you, if there is someone who wants your money or valuables, so beware of scams like Ponzi schemes. But while this is nothing new, as with other planets when they transit the second house, a person's approach to money and material concerns tends to change. However, this is the most dangerous position for the second house. It gives you a feeling of insecurity, so be very careful about the money, property, and food you take into yourself. But this will not be too big a problem because Neptune will reduce your earthly appetites and desire for material possessions. You begin to understand that your inner values should guide your attitude towards material wealth, and precisely because of this, your view of possessions and material objects is undergoing a significant transformation. He will move you away from carnal and materialistic values, emphasize the focus on acts of giving and using resources for the greater good of humanity, and break personal attachments to material objects. It will separate you from reality and create illusions in the appropriate property areas. Neptune is the most mystical, ethereal planet, and as such, second house is absolutely in no interest to him, because it is a tangible and material house. This is where the material and the spiritual come together, and in this combination they seem very strange to each other, so it is necessary to make some adjustments regarding your approach to money. But even here we will have a problem in certain situations. On the one hand we have difficulties with planning and we are not sure of our income. While on the other hand, money and possessions are a source of security, and currently they are much less important to us and we become quite carefree or completely uninterested in financial matters, even careless with our money. Therefore, we can say that when moves such as prioritizing material goods become more frequent, they will lead us to even bigger and more serious problems. When Neptune passes through the second house, we will certainly change our diet as well. We will simply turn more towards Mediterranean cuisine, so that without us even noticing it, we will very often find fish with cucumber salad on the menu. Neptune is a fan of lighter food rich in vegetables, so it is best to study similar recipes. As we have already stated, this is a very dangerous transit that lasts about 13 years in the average house, and astrologically we call it Neptune's damage. Great consequences were had by the generations of the 1930s or the more modern generations of the 1990s. What is crucial in the entire transit is that Neptune creates uncertainty in your income, disappointments in the area of material goods, investments, and finances, and all this eventually leads to a complete reconsideration of your feelings for what is important. Over time, this will result in greater detachment and less worry about money. But be sure to beware of get-rich-quick schemes, bogus lawyers, and those who promise to get rich easy. Greed on your part can be very expensive, both financially and in terms of your self-esteem. Detachment from material things will open up opportunities to earn money in creative fields. However, anytime Neptune forms difficult aspects there will be a lack of realism and discipline in financial matters. So a realistic attitude is very important. Be aware of your finances and stay financially grounded. Keep a rainy day supply, more than one, to protect yourself if you get foggy. This transit is really about letting go of unhealthy attachments to money and possessions and finding a spiritual connection with them instead. So for example, use your money to do good things for others, donate more to charity, put a relative through college, buy things for a shelter, just as you do for others. Do good things for yourself that enrich your life, like taking a class acting, traveling, joining groups to help the underprivileged, etc. Of course, always being realistic about your possibilities is a very important thing. Although the action of the transit is more subtle, it evokes a desire to be free from the daily hustle and bustle so that we can pursue other interests and activities. We will convince ourselves that we have carefully considered all kinds of financial schemes, arrangements and deals in order to gain the desired freedom. However, thinking is not particularly clear, so judgment can become very skewed indeed. In any case, we prefer to focus on the spiritual side of life. Neptune is the most impractical planet ever, and as such gives the tendency to feel good only when we don't want financial gain. It often happens that we are told to be selfless and help others without expecting anything in return. But this leads to frustrations, because although money is not the ultimate purpose of existence, it is crucial to sustaining the world. Ultimately, this transit raises the following question: how will I use my material situation and my spiritual beliefs for what purpose? Neptune gives materialists a keen awareness of their needs. It gives others the necessary intuition for the prudent management of their moral and spiritual assets. So during this transit we can still enjoy unusual happiness. First and foremost, if you feel you have a negative view of money or rich people, work on changing it to something positive. Work on letting go of any negative feelings you may have about money or wealth. You also work on being more confident and believing in yourself. A healthy dose of confidence can help you stay grounded and improve your confidence. Neptune emphasizes an awareness of the true value of things, draws attention to the transitory nature of what we own, and inspires us to put it into perspective. Therefore, allow your inner sense of spirituality to guide you in matters of finance and material worth. Currently, money is only a necessary evil for you. The attitude towards finances is that you expect money to gravitate towards you. Because of this attitude, it is difficult for you to directly ask for money because you feel guilty. It is simply not easy for you to charge for your products or services. In the end, your financial difficulties can in most cases be attributed to this belief. There is a tendency to avoid reality because you put all your faith in the support of the universe, hoping that help will come at the right time. In the end, some cases manifest in the fact that you live on charity, that you underestimate yourself and charge far less than what you are worth, that is, that you sacrifice yourself. It's important to take responsibility for your finances and find a way to align your values with what others are willing to pay for. The second house shows your resources in the birth chart, your property and money, but also talents you can rely on, and even your physical body in a certain sense. So thinking about your talents will certainly help you to raise your self-worth. The passage of Neptune through the second house brings you creative gifts. You will easily venture into the sea of imagination and have a rich fantasy. This planet rules divine inspiration, imagination, fantasy. When used properly, it can help you turn your dreams into reality. Neptune's passage through the second house will provide excellent work in the creative field. But it's important to learn how to manage your money to avoid the starving artist stereotype.